Ever wonder why I don't post a lot of videos in the summertime? That's why. Right behind me is about 1 trillion liters of reasons not to sit inside and edit video during the summertime. Hence my absence, as well as my neglect of the emails and all that. So now you know. This is my paradise. It lasts about 3 months and I take full advantage of that time. But I do want to take just a short break in the summer here to discuss, or rather put a fork in the discussion of pellet size and energy. When I see the English guys, the UK boys, commenting on US videos saying, headshots only, what's wrong with you? On the flip side of that, you got the American guys harking on the English about take the dang shot. I know we have our minor disagreements. You say aluminium, we say aluminum. You say garage, we say garage. The reality of it is that in America, United States, we don't have the same laws as you guys have. We are unlimited in power. So we don't need to have headshots all the time. And believe me, 30 foot-pounds and a 25 caliber on the chest of a squirrel brings it down like a ton of bricks. Your 177s, it wouldn't do the trick like that. Now, if there's anybody that should cut the English a break, it should be the Americans. And I'll tell you why. Because we made some air rifles and they were pump pneumatic and they were pretty good. Benjamin, Crossman, pumpers, pretty good. A lot of fun to play with. But it was the English, the Europeans, who took it to the next level. Why? Because their government dropped them down to 12 foot-pounds of energy. So what do they have to do? They have to make their guns so precise that they can hit a pea at 30 yards in order to, well, the pea is the brain of a squirrel, in order to kill that squirrel or that rabbit. They needed to be that precise. Now take that ingenuity, put it on a boat, send it over to America, and make the power limitless. And all of a sudden, we have air rifles that are hitting quarters at 100 yards. Now speaking of ingenuity, just take a look. Take a look at what the English are making right now. This is a Wolverine B, Daystate Wolverine B. And this is our version, our American version, 30 foot-pounds. Carbon fiber bottle, Hug It moderator. This thing's a glorious beast of a gun, and yet it comes in at only 7 pounds. It handles like a small carbine. This is British engineering. The English, they're cooking up a huge feast, but they're on a diet, and we get to eat all we want. So this is my attempt at bridging the gap between the small group of ill-informed commenters in the UK and in America. And oddly enough, I am going to do that with the help of a Swedish gun. This is my FX Bobcat 22. And during the original review of this gun, you might remember me saying, it does have a power adjuster right there. I'll probably rarely ever use it, but those who did want it, it's there and it works well. Well, it turns out that invention might be the mother of necessity, not the other way around. I said I would probably never use that low power, but the fact is I use it a whole lot, primarily for urban shooting. The shots are 20 yards or less and 12 foot-pounds to do the trick. Well, it turns out that this one on power 1 is about 10 or 10.4 using JSB 15.9 grain pellets. The gun prefers 18 grain at 30 foot-pounds and 15.9 at 10 foot-pounds. I don't know the exact reasons for that. I don't know the physics behind, how the pellets are moving through the barrel, but I can tell you that if you have one of these, 15.9s in my gun rock at the lowest power setting. But what that means is I need to put that pellet directly on its mark. And for many, many shots, I did just that. Here are a couple shots on rabbits, and I absolutely put this laser accurate right on the thinking. For both these bunnies, it was instant lights out. But as you can see, the pellet didn't even exit the head, not on either one of these. And here's a couple more shots. Here's a squirrel, this is about 15 yards. Instant lights out. And here's even a chipmunk. This is a noisy male. These things never shut up. I hate them. Cheep, 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 cheep. Yeah, I'd like to wake up to that 5 o'clock in the morning. I hit him kind of square on here, and yeah, it was a head-on shot which kind of traveled into his body, but still, even this tiny chipmunk, no exit. But here's one that wasn't as good. Now this shot I have hit with 30 foot-pounds of energy, and I've dropped the bunny. But at 10.4, here's what happened. It entered kind of back here, exited out there, and the concussion, the smash, the hit, the power, the energy wasn't enough to bring that rabbit down. It was a poorly placed shot. I had to use a follow-up shot with it. Luckily, I had a nice calm hand in the second shot, put the bunny down instantly. But it's obviously not what I want, and it was an eye-opener for me to consider my shot a little bit more. Using this gun at 30 foot-pounds, power 3, would have taken him down in his tracks. So we in the States get 30 foot-pounds of energy, 30 foot-pounds plus, and we get laser accuracy too, which means we can take shots like this, 50 yards on a bunny. The buck gets his lights turned off like that, and the doe does not hang around to see if he's okay. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Here's a 35-foot shot, 30 foot-pounds, right on its mark. Those were great shots, but some shots weren't as good. Shots that were a little off their mark. Shots were a little high, a little lower than I wanted. This one's on a rabbit. Get him in the neck. Probably wouldn't have been a lethal shot with a 12 foot-pound gun. 30 foot-pounds drops him in his tracks. Here's another one in the neck. But they were still lethal because that radius of concussion, the area of destructiveness that the pellet causes, becomes larger and larger and larger with increased energy on target. Also increased diameter size of the pellet. So I think that we're actually all in agreement here. We're just operating under different laws. So to my American friends, I recommend you actually go out and get a 12 foot-pound gun and see just how accurate you need to be to drop something in its tracks. When you understand that, you understand why the British guys are staying their finger on shots that you or I could easily take and drop the critter. That's all I got, guys. Nice chat. Actually, it looks like I've been recording for 23 minutes. A lot of that is just me sitting here pausing in reflection. You probably got the 6-minute version.